In today's video, we shall present you the summary and analysis of the column Lessons from the War, written by famous writer and diplomat Dr. Maleeha Lodhi. You may differ or agree with column or its analysis. Do express your views in comment section. In Lessons from the War, Maleeha Lodhi examines the unfolding conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran, arguing that even before the war ends, several critical lessons are already evident. She emphasizes that while military analysts often focus on weapons, tactics, and battlefield outcomes, the deeper and more enduring lessons of war lie in political judgment, strategic foresight, and human factors. The first major lesson highlighted is the enduring power of nationalism. Lodhi argues that nationalism remains one of the most potent forces in warfare, especially for nations facing external aggression. It fuels resilience, unity, and the determination to resist domination. The United States, she notes, has historically underestimated this force in conflicts, such as the Vietnam War, war in Afghanistan, and Iraq War. In each case, superior military power failed to secure victory because local populations were driven by a strong will to defend their homeland. Lodhi suggests that Iran may follow a similar pattern, where even if its military capabilities are weakened, its national resolve will remain intact and decisive. The second lesson concerns the dangers of entering a war without a clear strategy, defined objectives, or an understanding of consequences. Lodhi argues that the United States went into this conflict with shifting goals, flawed assumptions, and serious miscalculations, particularly the belief that Iran would quickly capitulate. She points to statements by Donald Trump that reveals surprise at Iran's retaliation, including attacks on regional actors. This lack of anticipation extended to economic consequences as well. Iran's response, including disruptions to oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz, triggered volatility in global energy markets and threatened a wider economic downturn. Lodhi underscores that military superiority cannot compensate for the absence of strategic thinking. Instead of reassessing its approach, the United States escalated the conflict, falling into what she describes as an escalation trap, where increasing force yields diminishing returns. Without a clear endgame or coherent objectives, escalation only deepens entanglement rather than ensuring victory. The third lesson focuses on alliances and the treatment of partners during crises. Lodhi argues that the United States undermined its own position by alienating allies through coercive and unilateral actions. When Washington later sought support to secure vital maritime routes, it faced reluctance and refusal. European allies, who had neither been consulted nor agreed with the war, declined to participate militarily. Leaders like Giorgia Meloni emphasized diplomacy over confrontation, highlighting a clear divergence from U.S. policy. The situation also exposed the vulnerability of Gulf allies. Despite long-standing security arrangements with Washington, they were left exposed to Iranian retaliation. This, Lodhi argues, raises serious questions about the reliability of the American security umbrella and whether such partnerships truly guarantee protection or instead increase risks. In conclusion, Lodhi contends that the war illustrates broader patterns of flawed leadership and decision-making. She suggests that impulsive and ego-driven policies have not only destabilized the region but also endangered global stability. While more lessons may emerge over time, the current trajectory already demonstrates the consequences of strategic misjudgment, disregard for allies, and failure to understand the human dimension of conflict. The column by Maleeha Lodhi offers a sharp critique of modern warfare, particularly the over-reliance on military strength at the expense of political wisdom. Her central argument that nationalism and human resolve outweigh technological superiority is historically grounded and convincingly presented. By drawing parallels with past conflicts, she reinforces the idea that wars are ultimately decided by endurance and legitimacy rather than firepower alone. Her critique of Donald Trump is equally significant, portraying his approach as impulsive and lacking strategic depth. The emphasis on miscalculations and the absence of a coherent plan highlights a broader concern about leadership in high-stakes conflicts. Additionally, Lodhi's discussion of strained alliances adds an important geopolitical dimension, showing how unilateral actions can weaken long-term partnerships. However, the analysis leans heavily toward criticizing the United States while offering limited insight into Iran's internal challenges or strategic vulnerabilities. This creates a somewhat one-sided narrative. Nevertheless, the column effectively underscores key lessons about the limits of power, the importance of strategy, and the risks of ignoring historical experience in shaping foreign policy decisions.
Thank you for watching. If you like the video, do like, share, and subscribe.